Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headache stack. Restlessness to hell and back.
After putting several flagship camera phones head-to-head, one thing became very clear. Huawei still has some serious technology behind its products, and at this price range, it's genuinely competitive. That said, some of Huawei's long-standing weaknesses are still present, and the company continues to make some very bold claims. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're continuing our review of the Huawei Pura 90 Pro Max for all our supporters and viewers.
A quick shout out to my tech partner from China for sharing this video. A big thank you for making this possible. Hey everyone, it's Maiky from techmaiky. If you love staying updated with the latest gadgets, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out our exciting tech content.
Starting with the design, the first thing that grabs attention on the Pura 90 Pro Max is its glossy rear panel. Huawei has also extended this gradient finish onto the metal frame, creating a more unified look. The transitions between the frame, back panel, and display are quite sharp, which gives the phone a more premium and refined feel when you pick it up. However, those sharp edges can become uncomfortable during long gaming sessions, and the phone's weight is definitely noticeable. Personally, the Emerald Lake version is my favorite color option, although the Orange Ocean variant is equally eye-catching. One interesting aspect of the Pura 90 Pro Max is how the glossy finish changes under different lighting conditions. Whether you're outdoors in bright sunlight or indoors under artificial lighting, the appearance shifts noticeably. Under direct light, the rear panel creates streak-like reflections that resemble the cinematic light flares produced by anamorphic movie lenses. Huawei has retained its signature triangular camera module design, which resembles a play button. I'll admit that it's certainly distinctive, but to be completely honest, I don't find it particularly attractive. Of course, design is subjective. Beyond looks, the triangular camera housing can also make the phone less comfortable to hold while gaming, which I'll talk about later. Now, let's move on to the cameras. The Pura 90 Pro Max features a 13-megapixel ultra-wide camera, a 50-megapixel main camera, telephoto lens. These days, even entry-level smartphones priced around 1,000 yuan love advertising 200-megapixel cameras because increasing megapixel counts without focusing on pixel quality is one of the cheapest ways to create impressive marketing numbers. So instead of discussing specifications, let's go straight to the real-world comparison. Looking first at the ultra-wide camera, Huawei's field of view is slightly narrower than Apple's. Aside from Huawei producing slightly warmer colors, image quality and overall color rendering are extremely similar between the two. Honestly, I haven't found another domestic smartphone that delivers a better ultra-wide experience than Huawei. When shooting ultra-macro photos, Huawei captures better texture in details like water droplets, but the background blur appears too aggressive and somewhat unnatural. In low-light nighttime scenes, Huawei struggles with color accuracy. The overall color temperature feels off, and the colors of lights often don't match what you see in real life. Bright light sources also tend to blow out in the center, causing some texture details to disappear. However, Huawei compensates with cleaner images, lower noise levels, and stronger detail retention in darker areas. Even though the colors aren't entirely accurate, I still prefer Huawei's approach to night photography. Color issues can usually be corrected during editing, but missing detail in dark areas is much harder to recover afterward. The main camera continues Huawei's signature style of warmer tones and brighter exposure, creating photos that many people will find more visually appealing. For example, in this group of images, when zooming into distant buildings, Huawei's shots appear brighter and reveal clearer details. The same pattern continues in low-light night photography. Although Huawei's color balance is noticeably inaccurate, zooming in reveals more detail compared to the competition. Moving on to telephoto performance, Huawei produces richer and more vibrant colors, while Apple stays closer to what the human eye naturally sees. Huawei's telephoto lens also doesn't reach quite as far as Apple's in terms of focal length. During previous Huawei Mate series reviews, I mentioned that Huawei relies more heavily on computational processing, resulting in stronger smoothing effects. Because of this, when you zoom in to inspect fine details, Apple generally performs better. However, once again, Huawei shines in low-light telephoto photography. While the main camera struggled to reproduce light colors accurately, switching to the telephoto lens delivers results that are very close to Apple's. At the same time, Huawei produces less image noise and cleaner overall photos. After examining the camera performance across all three focal lengths, do you think Huawei comes out on top? Personally, I think its photographic capabilities are genuinely impressive. Considering that it costs significantly less than Ultra models that launched around 9,000 yuan, the image quality is certainly competitive and doesn't feel inferior to those premium flagship devices. But this brings me back to my earlier comment about Huawei's tendency to exaggerate. During the launch event, Huawei claimed that the Pura 90 Pro Max offered a dynamic range 16 times greater than its competitor's 17 Pro Max when discussing light capture and saturation. When I first heard that figure, I was honestly stunned. For context, both the Xiaomi 17 and the iPhone 17 offered dynamic range performance of roughly 16 stops. If Huawei's claim of being 16 times higher than that were literally true, the Pura 90 Pro Max would have a dynamic range exceeding even professional ARRI cinema cameras that cost well over $1 million. Information about the dynamic range capabilities of iPhones and Xiaomi devices can easily be found through official websites or verified customer support channels.
When it comes to Huawei, I searched everywhere but couldn't find any detailed data to back up those claims. During the launch event, there was a section comparing a photo from the Pura 90 Pro Max with images from another brand's 17 series. At first, I only had a small suspicion. It looked like Huawei might have used a flash when shooting with its own device while using a blue-toned light source for the competing phones. Since I've personally tested the Xiaomi 17 series, I know its camera performance is average, but it's definitely not as poor as that comparison suggested. And when it comes to the iPhone, that comparison felt even harder to believe. Then I came across another photo, and honestly, that was the moment I couldn't stay quiet anymore. It's unfortunate that the model happened to pose in exactly the same position. You can direct a model, sure, but you can't direct the fish swimming around in an aquarium. If all those photos were truly captured at the same moment under identical lighting conditions, then where did the fish in the background suddenly disappear to? To be honest, this phone already delivers excellent image quality on its own. I really don't understand why anyone would feel the need to present comparisons like that. Longtime viewers of the channel know that I don't accept sponsorships from major Chinese smartphone brands. My reasoning is simple. Most people spend a significant amount of money on a phone and keep it for years. If I started taking advertisements from manufacturers, I wouldn't be able to maintain the level of objectivity that I want for these reviews. One reason this review took so long is because I genuinely like this phone. At its current price point, I can confidently say that no other Chinese smartphone offers a stronger camera experience. Because of that, I wanted to take it to more locations and capture more real-world samples before sharing my final thoughts. That said, I was genuinely frustrated after watching the launch event. Even so, out of respect for our viewers and supporters, we're continuing with the review. And don't worry, my personal feelings won't influence the rest of the evaluation. Everything from this point forward remains objective and fair. If you followed this channel for a long time, you know that every review in this series is based on honest testing. Now let's move on to the display. The image from the Pura 90 Pro Max features a 6.9-inch OLED panel with a resolution of 2880 by 1308. Among domestic smartphone displays, this is absolutely a top-tier screen. Unless another manufacturer equips its phone with Samsung's or LG's highest-end panels, it's difficult to find something that can truly compete with it. Many reviewers have tested Huawei's screen brightness and found it to be extremely high, even outperforming Samsung and Apple under direct sunlight. However, brightness alone doesn't define display quality. What really matters is accurate color reproduction and consistent color performance. Looking at the same image side by side, Huawei's color rendering is remarkably close to Apple's. In the past, people often complained that some Xiaomi displays appeared slightly green while displays from other brands leaned towards red. That wasn't necessarily a quality issue. It was often the result of cost considerations and calibration choices. Next, let's talk about gaming performance. I've learned from previous testing, so this time I wasn't going to rely solely on the usual benchmark games like PUBG, Genshin Impact, or Arena of Valor. While downloading some additional games, I decided to start with PUBG. And guess what happened? The first obstacle appeared before even entering the game. System compatibility caused problems right away because QR code login wasn't supported properly. I've already removed the less pleasant footage, so let's jump directly to the gameplay results. PUBG currently supports up to 90 frames per second on this device. Rather than pushing unrealistic expectations, I tested it using high-resolution settings combined with the highest frame rate option available. While its frame rate can't compete with phones powered by the latest flagship processors, one thing it does exceptionally well is temperature control. Even after extended gaming sessions, the phone remains impressively cool. Of course, users who prioritize maximum frame rates and the smoothest gaming experience will probably choose devices powered by Snapdragon Ultra-class chips. At the highest graphics settings, the visual quality on the Pura 90 Pro Max looks fantastic. However, you can occasionally notice stutters and frame drops caused by the lower frame rate. On the other hand, when running at 60 FPS, frame stability is actually quite good and remains more consistent than PUBG running at maximum graphics settings. As I mentioned earlier, the triangular camera module becomes noticeable during long gaming sessions. It adds to the overall weight and can make the phone feel less comfortable in the hand. The sharp edges around the frame may also bother users who spend hours gaming every day. As for the software experience, Harmonious OS remains smooth and responsive overall. However, app compatibility still isn't perfect. Beyond the login issue I mentioned earlier, some of the small bugs I previously discussed in my Mate series reviews still haven't been completely resolved. In addition, connectivity with Apple devices remains less than ideal. Connection drops and device discovery failures still occur more frequently than they should. So, would I recommend this phone? If gaming isn't your main priority and you care deeply about mobile photography, then the Huawei Pura 90 Pro Max is unlikely to disappoint. At a time when many manufacturers keep promoting their so-called ultimate cameras while pushing ultra prices higher and higher, Huawei delivers camera performance and display quality that genuinely set a benchmark. In fact, when some ultra models struggle to outperform the Pura series in photography, it raises a fair question: why are they priced more than 1,000 yuan higher? For that reason, even though Huawei's marketing sometimes feels a bit exaggerated or difficult to understand, I still believe its pricing strategy is more reasonable than what we're seeing from many competitors. That's all for today's video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.